For me, I started a new role in January and have previously been part of the CSI training and projects for void improvement, targets, etc. And for me, I felt it was my next step forward to make sure that my team were buying into that as well, so that I could use that in my daily job and improve what we do.
I've done what could loosely be described as business process re-engineering in previous jobs, but never with any real training. And the opportunity that CSI gave me, or that I perceived it anyway, was that I'd get a chance to formally learn some skills which would help me to do that within my role.
I think from seeing things that the CSI team have done in the past, to be able to be more of a part of it and to make more of a change within the role I work with, it just gave me the opportunity to sort of have a voice, really.
I think it's really important actually that more people understand systems thinking to make sure that the group as a whole move through this process every time we think about a change.
Learning, I always say about the waste work, that was the thing I found most interesting, because it really makes you realise that sometimes when you're doing something, it really doesn't need all that time on it. You could just simply change one thing that you're doing in in the way you do it, and it would reduce the time you do it in about, it could be a couple of hours, as I say, a long time. And that's really been shown in our team, a lot of the things I've learned from systems thinking regarding waste work.
For me, probably red beans. Part of that is to do with the actual team building that we did as a group. It made us concentrate on each other and worked as a team to get the end result, and I think that's basically what the trainers taught me.
Probably the one that I liked the most was the chugger, which is the charity mugger exercise. The thing which I remember most about it was the massive list of things we came up with which impacted on the chugger's performance, but how few of those were actually down to their choice or that they had an influence on. And when I went back to work, it made me look at the things that my team did in a lot more detail, and actually they're the same. There are very few things that they can actually influence directly themselves.
Well, for me, one of the issues actually is understanding other people's roles within the organisation, and that chugger exercise brought out the whole issue of, well, actually that part of the process is in my own destiny, yet I am dependent on other people doing their part of the process efficiently to enable the whole process to be an efficient and stable one.
For my project, I reduced the amount of review account recommendations that we receive on a monthly basis.
So what I did was looked at how we could increase the number of faults that were fixed first time. And to do that, I looked at two steps. Firstly, to increase the number of incidents that people actually did fix first time, but more importantly, to reduce the number of incidents. So I measured the number of incidents that we were getting each day.
Look at the time that's taken from the moment that one of our customers phones the housing group to report a repair to the time that our contractor finishes that repair and our customer is happy with that repair.
We had a 25% reduction in the number of incidents that we had reported to the help desk per week, and also on the number of calls which were abandoned. That is when somebody's telephoning the help desk and then giving up before the call is answered. That went down from a 15% abandonment rate to a 7% abandonment. Both of those improvements are directly related to the work we've done with CSI.
Over each region, there's about 70 or 80 review account recommendations a week. That's now reduced down. That did reduce down in the first 2 months to about 43 per region. So I was really proud at that point, because obviously I realised that what I'd done and what we'd put into place had really worked. So it was excellent.
For my part at the moment, I'm just about to do some demand analysis with them, explain what the process is about, and then look at how they perceive delays are built into the process that's there at the moment.
And we've also carried out fishboning exercises with different parts of the group that come into the contact, for example, the resident, contractor, maintenance inspectors, service centre staff, to see where there are issues or where we can make improvements in how we monitor that process.
Although they knew it was me that was doing the project, because I asked for their input and then put in place things that they had their own ideas, they felt that they were also helping, so it wasn't sort of like I was just doing all the work type thing. Because I asked for their input and then put into place their thoughts, they really got into it, which was good.
Well, I included them from the start of the project. The most important thing I wanted to say to them was that it wasn't a witch hunt. We weren't looking to apportion blame in this process. We were actually looking at the work that they were doing and understanding how we could make it better. And by including them at the start, so in the initial analysis, and explaining to them what the project was about, it got their buy-in at a very early stage.